Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555. For your message or massages, come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Yes, big cat. Let they them an arm. F around and find out. You are not one to be played with. You are not one to allow anyone, I don't care whom it is, to spin the block on you, big cat. Are they mad? Yes, they are. Mad and missing. The planetary energies are, darling dears, the first quarter moon in Cancer, darling dears. And we love a quarter moon. Why? Because it's a time for you to what? Work out the obstacles, don't waver, right? Set your target and keep going. Love it. Adjustments may need to be made over the next week. We are in what? Aries season. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, darling dear. It's about the self. Have you held your chair pose? Did you have your sea moss? Where's your workout routine, darling dears? Your workout can't be on just a keyboard. Darling dears, come on. We've got to be tight and right. Come on now, tight and right. Yes, baby. Adjustments must be made. With the foundation of your plans or ideas, or with your emotional stability and security, darling dears. Be confident in yourself and your abilities. Remember, you are the baddest of them all, big cat. All right, let's press on. The skullduggerous moon in Cancer, darling dears, means take care of yourself internally and work out issues at your core. This can help soothe you emotionally. We also have Mercury in Aries conjunct Jupiter in Aries. I told you, Aries, I run things. Pay attention, big cat. All right. Focus on opportunities. You have to pursue them. Or ways you can create these opportunities for yourself as they continue to what? F around and find out. Oh yes, they will always do that, big cat. Yes, energies, up, up, up. I insist. You heard the bell. Confirmation, darling dears. Come on. Get yourself moving. You got to move that body. Move it before you lose it, darling dears. Your gangster is rare. Your presence will always be missed by the feeble-minded that's been left where? In the rearview mirrors, big cat. Remember, the mind, your mind, is a beautiful thing, darling dears. It's infinite, and it will be a damn shame to waste it worried about yesteryear. Baby, ain't nobody got time for that. Let's carry on at a hot trot. Did you miss me? I was very busy. Shh, I can't tell you what I was doing. I told you, we tell no one nothing. We've got 2 rules. The first rule is what? Tell nobody nothing. The second rule is oh, Shay! Where is this boy? Hold on a second, I need my mocha. Just a second, big cat. Yes, big cat, tight and right at all times. What do they mean? You're serving what waistline? Thighs, high booty, and your breasts are raised to the gods if you have them. If you haven't, you got pecs like what metal, darling dear. Press-ups, sit-ups, get to it. If it means you can only do 10 today, tomorrow you'll do 15. Work on yourself, big cat. Get your mind right. All right, now that I've finished telling you off, let's get to the runes. Just the one. Big cat. You have what? Manas. This is the Fool card in Tarot. It's about taking a leap of faith, a new beginning, a clean slate. Represented by the letter M, the numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's about what? The self, darling dear, as well as the human race. It's a race, darling dear. In most cases, some people are in a foot race to the graveyard, black. Living on yesteryear, moaning. Listen, stop whinging and whining, darling dear. Put your back into it. Getting great, darling dear. Too busy getting great. Remember, whatever they effed around and found out about, darling dear, you're using that as motivation to what? Sock it to 'em, Scotty. Sock it to 'em. They, them, and It speaks about the opportunities, but you have to take a risk. Take that leap of faith, darling dear. And it also is what? The Fool is Mercury and Uranus energy. You wasn't built to live inside the box, darling dear. We are in the age of Aquarius where people are letting go of religion because they realize that it was a fallacy in some cases. The pastor, listen, don't let me talk about the pastors and the priests, darling dears. We haven't got the times. I told you. Spirituality is what? The whole ocean. Religion is a fishbowl. I don't care if you want to stay with your religion. That's up to you. Everybody's got free will, blood, and choice, right? I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And everything else, I'm going back to my 2 rules. The first rule where I tell no one nothing. And the second rule is and because this channel is not for communicative dance, darling dear, I'm going to press on with the read. How about that? This is about progress, darling dear, and experiences that you have what? Amassed as you what? Continue to kick your way out of the box. They, them, and wanted you to stay in as they continue to F around in your life, darling dear. Bend over and bust it wide. Imagine that, big cat. What God, it's a sorry eye, mate. Have you ripping off your glasses if you wear them and pinching the bridge of your nose? Yeah, today is a good day to get great, big cat. You have the Fool rune for a new beginning. It also speaks about a partner. New partners are going to be different ages, darling dears. You might meet someone on the same age, but it might not be, darling dear. It is what it is. Everybody's paradigm is different. But it's about you what? Raising that energy and attracting whom deserves to be in your hemisphere. Not everybody deserves a seat at your table, blood. Why? Because they had to F around and find out, which they did. And they are full on sorry. And you are in what? Swahili, saying sitaki. I didn't want it. You don't want what they've got, darling dear. Why? It's pernicious. Yes. Let's get I'm kind of loving the African goddess. And we're going to use the Witch's Oracle to get the Ancestor Oracle message today, darling dears. Going to use the African Goddess Oracle deck first. That fell out by itself. Do we take the 2 that fell out, or do we still shuffle? But if you fall out, it's taking it by chance. We're going by chance, darling dear. We've got what? Betrayal and naked, darling dear. Someone is about to be revealed, or somebody is what? Sitting in the naked pain of a betrayal from yesterday. So you was dealing with someone who is a full-on what? Black widow spider. Yeah, a female one that wanted to bite off your head and eat your body. Imagine that. Some of you need to what? Betrayed by your own nakedness. Why? You've been sitting in front of the keyboard, eating one cookie too many, eh? Put that box of cookies away. What do you mean you need a sandwich? You just had breakfast. What's going on? Stop betraying your own nakedness, darling dear. Baby, I'm not telling you that you have to look like a Greek goddess in a statue form, darling dear. But good God, you don't want to spit at yourself when you're passing the mirror, darling dear. Come on. Get it tight and right. Come on now, tight and right. Everyone, you're either too fat or too skinny. We need the even keel, darling dear, so we can sock it to them. When you exercise, darling dears, you exercise your mind. You beat off the wickedness of depression and the DNS. Why? You are the red light, green light champion, as am I, of 79. Yes. Someone who betrayed you. This is what? Aunt Nancy. Aunt Nancy. Well, that's not a nice aunt, darling dear. And it's got what? Mame Wata. A powerful goddess, darling dears. Understand, you have the energy of Mame Wata today. We've got the 3 and the 2, darling dear. That's the 5. Hierophant Taurus energy. Wisdom, darling dear, is for the wise. And when you walk and roll with the wise, darling dear, you too shall be wise. Somebody's getting this. Oh, somebody's living on their betrayal of the baby. Oi, I'm here to interrupt it. Who's got the ruminating thoughts? Whatever they, them, and on did, they was meant to do that to wake you up, cut you to the white meat. Some of you are worried about the years that you wasted, baby. It happened. You spent as much time as you needed to realize that you're not having it. Blood, bra, or sistrine. Base of the deck. You've got what desire. Go for what you want, darling dears. I've already told you. The first quarter moon in Cancer is telling you to make the adjustments over the next week, darling dear, so you can sit yourself in the seat of it. If it's an exercise routine, start now. And tomorrow, whatever time it is in your whatever time zone you're in, at 6 a.m. If it's not the time for you to wake up for work. If you've got to wake up for work at 6, then you get up at 5 and you do your workout at home. Get your mind right, darling dear. And remember, the wisest person in the room. Thank you, O'Shea, because you know I'm greedy for my son's mocha, right? And he bought one of my favorite cups. What do you say to the cats?
Hey, big cats.
Yeah. It's a jungle out there, darling dears. And we are what? Big Cat, king of said jungle. Never forget that. Mocha's, I don't know how he does it. He keeps trying to tell me how he does it so I can make it myself. I beat my ears and I go, la, get out, go away, and come back in an hour with another one of these. Love it. Go for what you want, darling dear. The big D, your desires, darling dears. Not the desires of the what? Of the lusty kind, darling dear. No, this is the future that you are co-creating in the name of the Most High. But you've got to get the body right. Get your exercise on. Where's your CMOS? What's the matter with you? You need a core ball to balance out your shiznai, especially if you've been celibate for some time. You've got to get your kundalini moving. You have to. You're a magical being, darling dear. Use your majak. Right. What does the Witch's Oracle want to tell us about these people, or the situation, or your mind, or are they just going to tell you off? I don't know. It may be a 2-4. I'm telling you off. The cards are telling you off. The ancestors are telling you. Listen. Message for the big cats. What did I say? We just talked about the stability, darling dears. The moon in Cancer is about you what? Taking care of yourself internally. At your core. And it's also about what? The first quarter moon is about you and your foundation, the plans that you're making, the ideas that you go after, seeing that lovely green. What's that? Your heart chakra. Guard your heart, for from your heart springs the well of life, darling dear. I didn't say what? Make it cold, darling dears, because your heart has to be open. This is why we're doing our yogas, darling dears. To open up our heart chakra, darling dears. Get rid of the what? The cobwebs of yesteryear from those what? Effing black widow spiders, whether they're male or female, that wanted to bleed wickedness into your life. Right? Get rid of those what? Hating on yourself when you happen to glance at yourself in the mirror. As you pass naked past the mirror, you're spitting at the mirror. Listen! Stop it, big cat. Tight and right. Come on now, tight. Listen, put some bass into it, darling dear. Mean it when you say it. Come on. Tight and right. Yeah. That's what you're going for, darling dears. Steady body, steady mind. This is like the Ace of Wands, darling dear. Being inspired and motivated, darling dears. Motivated to go after what you want. Because what you need, had you had hockey sticks at dawn. Wands also represents the southwardly direction, darling dear. For me, it's the south node. I run from that, darling dear. Run to your birth natal chart, see what your south node is in, and you'll see what you had to overcome to be where you are right now. But it's not the time for you to what? Pause, darling dear. We are Big Cat, and Big Cat is stealthy as well as what? On the move, darling dear. Keep it moving. Yeah. Love it. It also represents what? The summer days, darling dears. Good God. What did you miss, Big Cat? Where was we? What did I forget? Somebody don't want me to talk, and I'm such a chatty cat. Anyhow, like I said, this is the staff, Ace of Wands, darling dears, and it represents the summer months. For some of you, it's about a mutual attraction. For others, it's about the birth of a child. Don't forget to listen to the midwife. The midwife is going to tell you to breathe on a contraction. Listen to that lady or man. They know what they're talking about. Because if you don't, you'll be tearing out your perennial. Baby, you don't want that to happen to you. Like, listen, I don't even want to think about it. It's about your creativity and your confidence, darling dear. Confidence is an inside job. You've got to start looking in that mirror and telling yourself, I'm the baddest of them all. I'm a co-creating champion. I'm changing my paradigm round. And remember, we're using Queen Nefertari's saying, I am he or she for whom the sun rises. Remember, I told you that. Get great, darling dear. This is also, as I said, represented by the heart chakra. The heart chakra is covered by Archangel Gabriel. Call him at any time, darling dear. It's also representative of what? Thursday. Even though the ones is represented by the south, right? The heart chakra is represented by the north, darling dear. I like to say north node. It's about what? Opening up your heart chakra. I told you, some of you need to go onto YouTube. Look for yoga videos. You can find a 5-minute video on how to open up your heart chakra, darling dears, as you continue to raise your vibration. This is your life, darling dear. Looking at all of that purple is about dignity, right? It's about wisdom. As well as what? Creativity, as well as what? You being noble, darling dear. Your Majesty, it's time. It's time. Those creeping creatures from the black woods. Look! Cup of opium, kicking it over, darling dear, and crushing it under our flip-flop. This is releasing of relationships, darling dears. For others, as I said, the birth of a child. Somebody's going to go into labor early. Ooh, child, listen. I've gone into labor 3 times in my life, right? And you, before the water breaks, you think, oh, these contractions are nothing. As soon as that water breaks, game on! Game on! Woo, child! Listen, I don't even want to give myself the trauma of a flashback right now because I've got to finish the read, right? But like I said, somebody's going into labor early on, darling dear. Congratulations, and listen to the midwife. They know what they're talking about, blood. And if you're unfortunate enough to have the baby before you get there, pay attention to what the person on the phone is saying, right? Because you'll be sorry. You don't want to tear your perennial, right? Because it's not fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. It's not. Right. The Ace of Cups, darling, is on its face. This is releasing relationships of past, releasing the emotions that tied you to situations that no longer serve you, darling dears. And it's also the releasing of a past lover, their energies once and for all, realizing there was an opportunist. Why? You came with the table, but you didn't realize that you was the co-creator of said table. It's about the releasing of what? The lack of love of self, darling dear. This is the season of self-love, darling dear. Crushing that cup of opium under our flip-flop. What's flip-flop? Common sense, darling dear. Common sense. A superpower to the feeble-minded. Love it. You've got 2 aces on the tableau, darling dears. One for inspiration, motivation, getting your sexy back, and one to release the past. Let it be dodo dead. As we what? Flip our capes and keep it moving. I have an invisible cape, don't you know? I put it on when I have to speak to the feeble-minded. They don't know. Oh, child. Ooh, I would tell you, but I have to go by my 2 rules. The first one is tell no one nothing. The second one is 3 on the tableau, darling. There's water energy. Yes. Somebody's got what? A spiritual attachment, a STD. A sexually transmitted demon, darling. They're on them. Somebody who likes to what? Chop it up with the wicked and the waste. Was it the waste man and the waste girl? On the wastelands, darling dear. Somebody's got some kind of attachment. And it also speaks about some kind of spiritual attachment that somebody wanted on you, darling dear. They didn't want you to be fit. They didn't want you to be happy. They wanted you to be crying and stuck, darling dear. Water energy stuck in your cranium, thinking, ruminating over things that no longer serve you. They wanted you stuck, but you're too busy flying high. What's the matter with these dummy bats? Return to sender. Claim dominion over yourself, big cat. Let no weapon formed against you prosper, but you have to claim dominion over yourself. Some of you have to do it on a daily basis, right? And how I do it? I read my Psalms 121. As I lift my eyes to the hills, from whence will my help come? My help come from the Lord. Yeah. Psalms 91:1. As I lean back in faith, I was covered by the Most High. Ephesians 6:13. The whole spiritual armor. Ephesians 2:10. I tell myself that I am God's masterpiece. What's wrong with you, big cat? Claim dominion over yourself. And then call your security, your ancestors, because they're petty, blood. They're petty. And they will make sure that it's returned to sender. Where is your altar, darling dears? A new day has dawned, darling dear. The rise of the big cat. Cat. As I sip my mocha brought to me by my favorite son. Yes, it's my only son, but it is what it is. Let's get a deck. I touched on the gold one. Queen of Swords, darling dears. Wisdom of all your experiences. But it also speaks about not getting bitter, getting better, darling dears, as you continue to move forward. And it also speaks about tapping into your what? Spiritual side. Many of you are going to be starting to get prophetic dreams. Write them down. They may not make sense at that time, but they will further down the line. I've told you that many times, my darling dears. The Queen of Swords, air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. It also speaks about what? Your intelligence. You are smart. Was it? You is kind. You is smart. You is important. Yes, come through the help. Push, clap. All of the above, darling dear. You are full of brains, darling dear, but you have to make it work for you. It's about you being what? In a new perspective. This could also represent a divorced man or woman, or someone who left a long-term situation. It could even be a short-term situation, because a short-term can be just as wicked and dangerous when you're dealing with a black widow spider, darling dears. A betraying betrayer, straight from the crevice of the what? That's right, big cat, the devil's balls. Some quick messages, then I've got to go. I've got things to be getting on with. Don't push me or prod me, big cat, I can't tell you. Energies for the big cat. Thank you very much for the super chat. Look what jumped out. Your intelligence, darling dears, it's a force to be reckoned with, but you have to own it, just like you own your throne. Speak your truth. Let no one take the P or the S in your life. Remember, you is kind, you is smart, you is important. Yes. What is the Queen of Swords trying to tell a big cat today? That you run things, the empress of everything, knowing your worth and adding tax. That abundance is about to be granted to you. Some of you will be stepping up to the mic, public speakers. This also speaks about being promoted in a business or promoting your own business, darling dears. You have to speak up, darling dear. The Swords also speaks about the internet. We are in the age of Aquarius, darling dears. You make sure you get your shiznai on the internet. Get your websites up, darling dears. The Empress is the baddest of them all. You embody all of the queens, darling dears. All of them. And again, I told you somebody's going into early labor. Congratulations. But listen to the midwife. You don't want to tear your perennial, darling dears. Yes. And the bitter and the wicked, the naysayers, the black widow spiders at your back, darling dear. They would love to slide down a spider line, darling dear, and stab you all up and down your back chakras. This is the lying gossipers, darling dears. But they've got nothing new to talk about. They're talking about the past. Talking about the past. The same one that you had to turn your shapely back on. Law 16 of the 48 laws of power and head out. Are you kidding me? Matthew 10:14 styly, when you dusted off your sandals and headed out. Listen, you left trauma and drama at your back, darling dear. At your back. Never you what? Regret leaving a situation. This is the moving on from all of this dilemmas, darling dears. Feeling unsure, feeling whether you stayed or left was the right decision. It was good to leave. They have to F around and find out, big cat. This is about moving away from sadness, darling dears. Listen, they can't say nothing about you because you've moved on. And you moved on like a humble warrior, a spiritual gangster, darling dears. You understood that you don't argue with the feeble-minded because you're too busy what? Being the Queen of Swords and what? Channeling your inner Empress. You don't fight battles, you win wars. Come on. Oh no. They talking at your back. What are they saying? Let's go straight to the Knight of Swords. What are they saying? They're rehashing old shiz, naive. What are they saying? That you dropped them like you're hot, darling. Yeah, you did. You've left all of the burdens in the past. 10 of Wands, base of the deck, and they're heartbroken. Why? They wanted the tongue wrestling. Knight of Swords, passive aggressive, going round and round and over foolishness with fools. This is why we learn to leave Foolio alone. They've got spiritual demons on them, darling dear. Demons. And they're unclean. And they sent spiritual attacks on you to keep you in a shell, darling dear. Laying down, thinking about yesteryear. God, who's got the time for that? Too busy planning and plotting what I want tomorrow to unfold for me. They're seeing that you're abundant, darling dear. Co-creating champion. But you have to embody it on a daily basis. This is why the exercise is so important. Steady body, steady mind. Base of the deck. Yes, the betraying betrayers. You had the fortitude to drop them like it was hot and cut those what? Soul ties. Yes, they betrayed you many, many times. All of this betrayal on the heartbreak, right? Fire and air energy. The air is about being elusive in a situation, darling dear. They expected you to hang around, right? And be waiting for them to come back and F you over again. I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to put my back into it. Base of the deck. You know how to fall back, darling dears. You fell back. And this is the healing that you're achieving, darling dear. Recuperating. But there's no time for you to be actually sleeping while you're lying down. This is the planning and plotting your exercise routine for tomorrow and going forward, right? Because it's going to work on your emotional happiness and stability as the Cancer moon, right, is trying to put out there for you, darling dears. Your emotional happiness and stability. Yeah. Listen, all of that conflict and confusion was what ignited the change that you are now in. Emotional fulfillment, it will be yours, but you have to realize what you are and what you can achieve. Conceive, believe, and achieve. You have the key to the universe, darling dears. Use it wisely. But remember, we do not heal where we was broken, darling dears. We leave that to the past. Clarify the Empress, please. New beginning, darling dear. You have the whole world at your fingertips. And my right palm is itching me. Skrilla.com is afoot. You know I'm Reiki Master, and I can use that energy anyhow I choose. Claim the energy, big cat. Abundance comes in many forms, not just Skrilla. Knowledge, real support, right? And remember, a stranger will support you more than people you've known from the cradle, darling dears. And they're watching you, spying, Sputnik, the mouth breathers with the children of the corn eye. Yes, this is Earth as well as Saturn energy, and Saturn comes through with rules and regulations as well as rewards. It's the fixed signs of Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. It also speaks about a guide, darling dear. Maybe somebody's looking at a guide or going to be a guide for others, but it's about the fresh start of it all. Maybe it's the guide of a world travel. Maybe that's what you're planning, right? But you can achieve it, darling dear, but you have to believe in yourself. The Empress is abundant. The Empress doesn't second guess what she can achieve. The Empress just goes after it, mate. Go after it, big cat. Go after what you want. We've had it quite enough of what we needed. It took our hairline. It was rapid with our hairline. Had us barking at passing cars, dressing like Quasimodo's bestie in the street. Yes! Oh gosh. Perish the fool. The fixed signs, as I was saying, is represented by 5, 6, and 7 in the minor arcana of tarot. It also speaks about being unstoppable, big cat. Many wanted you to be stuck in the known, and it was hard for you to change. But you have to get stubborn with it. Continue to be stubborn. Continue to organize your life. Yes, we tackle it slowly, but you know what? It's one step forward in the direction of our choosing. In the name of the Most High, every day, you are he or she for whom the sun rises. Remember, I just told you. You is kind. You is smart. You is important. Yeah, block game for the gods, darling dears. You was meant to stand out for your differences. Yes, let them talk, darling dears, because every bad word, every spell they've cast against you, no weapon has prospered. Once you claim dominion over yourself, all of these spiritual attacks have to go somewhere. The devil has to get its due. It will be returned to sender. You call your ancestors. Stop acting like, I don't know how to, case, and stop sending me emails on how to call them. I told you, the same way I speak to you, you speak to them. They're there with you always. Don't let no one push you around. There's many out there, darling dear. This is a past love situation, right? Whomsoever they're with, they've told that person that you are still in the running when you've already dropped that what? You've dropped that burden, darling dear, and the devil is a lie. You'd never take them back. They're telling their new partner it's because of you, and that partner is the one that's sending that spell work. I'm telling you, send it back. Your ancestors are petty and they love the 3 a.m. Send it back. I'm fed up with it, blood. You run things. Things don't run you, big cat. Remember I told you that. Mocha sipped, because I ain't getting smoked. Queen of Swords. Yeah, somebody wants to come through with an apology because they effed around and found out she weren't coming back. Not for all the tea in China. Oh, how now, brown cow. So 2015. Told you, you ain't coming back. You'll be shining a spiritual light on them. This may even be the light of your security camera as you're what tracking them, mate. I told you, if they dare to come and knock your domicile door, go to upper window, right? Because this is shiz, it's Nay's best friend, right? You go to an upper window, right? And you arch your back, and then you throw this out, and it will hit them in their head, and they'll fall to the ground, right? It'll be like chicken licking, right? They'll think the sky is coming in. Like I said, you arch your back so you can get the good trajectory that goes up and comes down. Right in their cranium. How dare they? Then you call what? 999. As a spiritual being, you are what tasked to what? Call 999 to remove the basura from your walkway so the big cat does not get interrupted again when you're walking. You're a spiritual gangster, darling dears. They betrayed you for a reason. They were sent. It was part of your purpose, your life purpose, to get those cuts to the white meat for you to realize whom you are and the energy you command, big cat. You are no longer Gandalf the Grey. You said this goes no further when you became Gandalf the White. I nearly said right. Yeah. Continue to be inquisitive, right? Continue to learn new things every day. Yes, you may be at fledgling stage, darling dear, but we've all got to start somewhere. Get to your books, darling dears. Knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. And I'll have nothing else said. When God is for you, no one can be against you. You will come out of the cold, darling dears, when you realize that you are a child of the divine. And divine loves you. That's why you had to go through the what? The bad to get to the good. This is 55. Let those memories go, darling dears. They're serving you nothing. And remember, get to your exercise game on. I don't care what you do, mate. You could, even if you ain't got the strength in your body, remember, one finger, one thumb keeps moving. One finger, what? You start with your finger and your thumb, black. What do you mean? Listen, are you going to have me what? Climbing on the desk again. We cast our pearls before swines and we're not doing it again. They already effed around and found out. Now they're missing. No one called the police. lying on you, telling people that they can actually come back into your life. It's going to have me snarling at the camera, darling dears. "999 is the police in the UK, darling dears. In New York, I think it's 911. In Jamaica, it's 119. Me no for phone the police, blood. Me. Big cat no for phone the police. Me no for do it. Hey. Right? DNA will be required, darling dears. I told you, everybody gets what interviewed. We do the what? Brucey Badass here at Don't Get Smoke Central. No one gets slid in very easily, right? Because you might get a Klingon, right? That may put what? A spiritual attachment to cling on to you, darling dear. How you act is confusing them. Well, they're feeble-minded and they've got one brain cell, darling dears. They're living on yesteryear, and what? They was already confused because they effed around and found out, right? Taking note, they're trying to copy you, right? Envying your everything, they ain't seen nothing yet. Echopraxic, hating on your Lazarus. Good God, they're hating on your Lazarus. Some of you was, as was I, you were sleeping with the enemy. They hated your guts, right? And they're full of slander, merchants of slander. They're lying, telling people that they can get you back. They're lying. It's a lie. It's a lie. Lying so that they can get a big cat back. Listen, what does this card says? Don't get smoked, bamboozled, right? What's this? Gaslighted or tricked. And you can see this is what? DNA, or is it what? A sample, a blood sample? Listen, we're not having it, mate. Remember, life is what you make it, darling dears. Let today be the first day of your everything. Continue to go forwards, never backwards, in the words of Abraham Lincoln. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. Or take the hop, skip and jump to my TikToks, where I also upload videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I'm kicking my way through these tarot streets again. And as I always say, don't get smoked, and don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Hey, energies, up. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat. Hey, sock it to 'em, big cat. Sock it to 'em. And we have no revolving doors in our life. They effed around and they must find out.